Okay, Chelsea, can you hear me now? Okay, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I didn't have any audio on the stream. Anyway, I'm looking at MindMed here. Um, Let me see. Give me just 1 second. So one of my members just informed me that MindMed has been up. Got news of being uplisted to the Nasdaq on the 27th. That is huge news. Yeah, that is huge news for this stock. Um, you know, I mean, usually you have stocks get delisted and they sell off. Being uplisted, it's a big improvement for the stock, if you will. So yeah, this MindMed is definitely just the chart itself was catching my attention before I even realized the news on it. But just the chart itself being above the 50-day here, gapping up above that 50-day, if it can hold this level, I would be looking for this stock to go test these prior highs over here around the $5 area, which I'm not sure if this is a true chart on it. I mean, I don't know if it has any more stuff further back, but so far this $5 area seems to be the all-time high on the stock. So this is definitely going to be on my list here. Intraday for a trade, we got a top there, 314, but $3 area. See this $3 area and then this little resistance right here around the $3 area. I'd really like a pullback to 310, 315 area maybe. The closer to 3, the better. But I have a feeling we're not going to get that pullback. I have a feeling that this is going to go from here, and I'm not going to get a long position on it. But if I do get a pullback, I would like to, take a shot at it because I think this would be a good swing idea on this stock. Um, um, So yeah, again, this is really good news for the stock. Just reading over it real quick. Oh yeah, keep this one on watch. Like I said, possible good entry opportunity on this. Going to look at the 15-minute chart, and you can see, that $3 area intraday that we were talking about. You can see it's been resistance and resistance and resistance on this stock. If you go further to the left there, so that is a key level. I do not think we're going to get that pullback that I'd like to get close to that area, but we will see. We will see. Going to the daily here again. Just going to put a line right there on the $3 area. Yeah, look, you can see the resistance on it and support of all of this consolidation. So this is a good, a good possible swing on this stock. We're going to have some more resistance here around the $4, 430 area. So if you get long the stock, I would definitely be taking some profits in front of that area. I think it could also be a good long-term position. I'm not too hot on OTC stocks, for long term, but I'd still have to go more over it fundamentally. But from what little I've seen on the stock itself, I've done a little bit of research on it, but not a whole lot. I do think that it's a good long-term play. Also, you can see this is the accumulation line, and it's on Street Smart Edge. It's Chike and money flow, and this line, you can see how it's pointing up right here. It's basically tells you when buyers are coming into the stock or sellers are coming into the stock. Ideally, you want to see this trending up as it is right now. So I mean, you got a lot of things going here. Recently, well, not recently, but way back, you had a golden cross. That's when your 50-day crosses over your 200-day, and you see that big move. Normally, you see that big move, and then you're going to have a pullback, which is what we have now. And that's healthy for the stock. It's healthy. I mean, ideally, if you were in it, you would have took a bunch of profits here. But anyway, right now you have accumulation pointing up. You have, if we zoom in, you can see the MACD is also, making a cross here. That's also bullish for the stock. The stock is gapping up above the 50-day, which is key. It has to hold this 50-day, which also happens to line up with that $3 area. I mean, it's at 294. So that $3 level is going to be very important for the stock. Like I said, I'd like to get a pullback closer to that $3 area, but I think we may not get that pullback today. If I don't get a pullback, then I will wait for tomorrow and see if I can get an intraday setup on it. But let's see. Mike's laughing about my accent. Yeah, so nice, Yvonne. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but yeah, nice. Took some profits in December. That is very nice. So yeah, thanks for the tip on this one. I was not watching it today. Let's go look at SKLZ again and see. So SKLZ, if you took profits, I mean, if you entered the stock earlier, like I said, you should have took some quick profits. It's pulling back now. Ideally, if the stock is strong, let's see, you want it to hold this level. If it's going to continue, you really want it to hold this level. I do not want it to see come back to the initial morning high area. But a daily chart, I don't like this candle with this high volume sell off. But again, you look at the accumulation distribution line. It's still holding up pretty good. So as long as this candle closes right here around the 200-day or above, 200-day sits at around 1820 area. This could see some continuation on the stock. But yeah, intraday, I'd like it to hold this level, which also, this is a 200-day. It lines up with a 200-day moving average. Let's go look at OCGN. And I'm still got a little position on OCGN. It's testing VWAP. I'd like for it to hold VWAP. I think if it If it fails to hold VWAP, I'm just going to exit the rest of my position. But I wanted to go over what made me enter this trade on OCGN. So I'm going to zoom. Okay. So I believe this, this is the opening candle. So it opened up, and it was, it was on the watch list. So it was, it kind of gapped down, a little bit. But I was watching it, and I was watching it for it to get above yesterday's highs. If you go to the daily chart, this is yesterday's price action, and you see how we gapped up above the 50-day, and you see today, and this is why I say again, the 50-day is very important. This is this red line. What all it's Evon. Okay. What all indicators do you have under your charts besides the RSI and volume? So Mike, on my intraday chart, which is the 3-minute, which is what I use to to day trade for the most part, I have on the chart itself, I have the 9 EMA, which is what we call the trade line or trend line, and I have VWAP. This is all I have on this main chart. I do use my fibs, and I'll put my fibs on there and take them off as I'm trading. Below the chart, I usually just use the volume, and I really don't pay much attention to this, on the intraday. I do have it on there. This is more important on the daily chart for me, not on the intraday. But with that said, you just, RSI, yeah, you can have RSI on the chart. I do have a 1 minute. Sometimes I reflect on it. I do not use the 1 minute to trade. I never used the 1 minute to look for entries. But sometimes, I do take a quick glance to see if it's oversold or not. And you can see I have the RSI here and the RSI here and the slow stochastics. But I don't use this to trade. I use the 3 minute. This is what I use to find my entries and my exits. And so I basically just use the 3 minute, 15 minute, and the daily chart. And, of course, the higher the time frame, the better the setup if you find a setup on it. When you go to the daily chart, if you go to the daily chart, what I have is my 9 EMA. Again, I have my 50-day, I have my 100-day, and the 200-day. And the 50 and the 200 are my main SMAs that I use, simple moving averages. I do have RSI on the daily chart because I want to see when a stock is oversold on the daily. I have my volume bars, I have my MACD, and my accumulation distribution line. And I use all of these on the daily chart. But so yeah, let's go back to OCGN, and let me zoom back again. So again, looking at the price action here, it pulled down, then trade line started to come back up above VWAP, and I noticed the stock was trying to get above this level. Once it broke above this level, two things can happen. It can shoot up and keep going and never pull back, or it can give you a nice little pullback, which it did. A lot of times, an aggressive trader would enter it as soon as it breaks this level. And if it shoots up, you're going to be rewarded for it, but it's higher risk to do that. So I was waiting for the pullback. I got it long on this candle right here. Look at my entry. Let's see. So I got long at $7.50. No, that's not right. That was Thursday. I'm sorry. Okay, here it is. I got long 10:05 at 10:05, and that was at 9 a.m. So I mean 10 a.m. So that was right here at this area. I got long at 10:05 with my stop below, my stop around the 950 area. And why the 950? Because this was this prior level. This was this prior resistance on the chart. So again, once we reclaim this level, I expect the stock to have continuation. And as soon as I got that pullback, I wanted to get long here. I was bidding at it, and I wasn't getting filled. So I just market ordered into it. I'm on this candle. So I just market ordered into it, and I got filled right there. And so anyway, once I'm long the stock, then I had to go. I had to go to an appointment that I had, and I was on the road, and just really I was just trading this off of my phone. I was watching the chart on the Webull app and taking profits on the other app. Excuse me. And after that, we got a nice a nice push after that consolidation. But what I wanted to point out is, stocks like this, like OCGN, when you have a nice push like yesterday, when you have a nice push on the stock, and especially if it holds above, a key level, like in this case, the 50-day, you want to look for that stock the following day to have continuation. And if the stock is below the prior day's close or high, you want to look for it to reclaim that level. And once it reclaims that level, you want to look for a pullback and for an entry. It's not going to work 100% of the time. No setup ever works 100% of the time. So if somebody says that, they're lying about it. But it's a high probability trade setup. So not to mention you had other things happening here. You had the trade line VWAP cross, which is also a bullish setup. You have your initial morning high right there, which is slightly above the prior day's high. So this had a lot of potential on it. I took profits at 1084, and again, I could have probably traded it a little bit better had I been sitting here on my screen, but I was just wanting to peel profits along the way. Not to mention, I was actually in this trade yesterday. I wanted to get this run yesterday on it. I got stopped out somewhere in this area, or this area. I'm not exactly sure. After that SPY sell-off, and then of course later on in the day it did this, but I was not around to catch that move. So one of the members on the team, she capitalized on it and made a huge return on it. So that makes me happy. That makes me happy that they capitalized on it, even though I did not. So as long as somebody catches a move on it, that's awesome. That is awesome. So let's see. Would you say sell today and buy back in on Thursday for earnings report on Friday? Swag Jesus. I would not hold into earnings. That is for sure. I would not hold into earnings. I never recommend holding a stock into earnings because it's basically it's just a flip of the you're gambling at this point. You don't know what the earnings is going to be like. If it's great earnings, then you make a killing on it. If it's not, then it's just going to tank and you're going to end up giving away all of your profits. If anything, if you feel strongly about it, maybe hold one tiny amount of your position, but only if it's only house money. That way, if it went to zero, it wouldn't matter. You give some profit back, but you would still be making gains overall. But I would not recommend holding it into earnings. So I'm actually fixing to stop out. I mean, I do not like how it's breaking VWAP to the downside. So I'm fixing to take, the rest of my profits on it and exit that position. But, you see what, what I was talking about on that. And if you look at MVIS, MVIS, almost, I mean, it's a pretty similar setup on it. So when you look at MVIS, this is the opening candle for today. You got our, the highs over here from yesterday. I'm going to put a line on yesterday's high just so we can see where it's at. And on this one, this one I got in anticipating the break, of the prior high. And why did I anticipate it is because we had this, right at the open, we had this nice push. And then we had this little pullback and consolidation right here. But we had the trade line, about to make a trade line view up cross on the stock. Let me zoom in a little bit. Now remember, this line is our prior high from the day prior. So what I'm expecting it to do is pull back, consolidate, trade line catch up, kick in, and push the stock higher. And this is exactly what it did. This was also a great trade on the stock itself. MVIS, I got long at 9:40 a.m. 14:47. I think it was. Yeah, so it was on this candle right here. If I remember correctly, yeah, this candle opened up and it pulled back. And you can kind of see it on the, that tail that it put in. It pulled back, and I was actually wanting to get filled over here lower, but when I seen, I wasn't going to get that, I just market ordered in there, and because I was expecting this, and I said, well, if anything, I will stop out, right around whenever it fails to hold the trade line, and I got long at 14:47 with a stop around the $14 area. And we can put a line right here at the $14, and you can see it's the initial morning high, basically, because the stock opened up and it pulled back on that 3-minute candle. But also, there was some resistance right here, on this on yesterday's price action. So that's why I was using that as my stop area. And again, this thing just moved after that. I started peeling profits at 1482, 9:42 a.m. So I think it was, what candle was that? C94 took some profits, 1482. So it was actually on this candle, started to take some profits right there. And the reason I took quick profits on it is, again, because, small caps have been pretty much dead. They haven't been giving us much follow through. I mean, I was just trying to take, like the base hits, because a lot of times I wait and I don't take my profit, and then the stock just pulls back and then end up selling for a loss. If you take your first profit, even if you do sell for a loss, it's a lot smaller than what it would normally have been. So I was quick to take profits, and then I took more profits at $15.16 at 10:04, which it was on this candle right here. So I took more profits right there, and took more profits right there. And again, I was just feeling profits. And by this point, I'm out, out of almost my entire position. And I was holding, I believe, holding my last piece. And at 10:33 a.m., I split my last piece in two. I believe it was on this candle, and I took profits. Let's see, where did I take profits? At 17:20. So let's just say somewhere in that level, I took profits on that. And so I had split my last piece in two, and I ended up selling somewhere around in here. I was, like again, I wasn't able to monitor it, and I sold. Let's see, where did I sell out? All out at $16.05 at 11 a.m. That was my final take profit. And I took profits. I said, I'm all out. And then I got to thinking, I said, well, somebody may not, if somebody's in the trade, they may not want to, they may not want to get completely out and see my alert and say, oh my God, I'm just going to get out. So I sent out another alert and I said, MVIS may still have some room if it can hold VWAP, which it did. And, made another big move, and I when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I should have left some of it in there. But anyway, it was a nice trade, and we needed that. I've been like I said, small caps have not been really nice to us these last couple of days, or a week actually. Let's see, let me look at some more questions here. I feel like it's going to plummet on Monday. Yeah, if you're still talking about OCGN. Yeah, today is Friday, and yeah, it's you see right here, you see the resistance that it had right here on the daily chart. Put a line right there, and it almost lines up with this prior resistance that it had here back in March, and then another resistance level right here back in February. Okay, so so that, I don't know. It's going to have a hard time getting over that. But yeah, I would say do not get greedy. Take profits. Always take profits, especially on these penny stocks. You never know. You never know what they're going to do. You don't want to get caught and you had nice profits, and then I don't know, something, an offering or some bad news comes out, or people just sell. And then you end up selling for a loss or holding in hopes that it comes back. I do like it. I like the increasing volume on it. Got higher volume on it today than yesterday, so that's good. We're holding above this key level, the 50 days, so that's good. So yeah, I would prefer to close above VWAP. That's what I'd like, and it's consolidating right here. It's trying to. I want it to reclaim VWAP. If it doesn't, I'm going to exit the position. I'm exiting now. No, it's not. So, let's see. Make sure you guys. Yeah. Please hit the like button on the stream if you can, and if you like it. So it helps our YouTube channel stay a little bit more relevant. Click the same comment. Let's see. Okay, so Swag Jesus says, so you're exiting your position today, or are you holding over the weekend? Swag Jesus, I am almost out of my entire position on it, on OCGN, if that's what we're talking about. I have took most of my profits out on it. I believe, let me see where my profits zones were. OCGN, that long, 10:05. More profits at 11:22 at 10:36 a.m. Let's see. I took more profits there. That was my second take profit on the stock. And then I took more profits at 13:08 at 12:25 a.m. somewhere. So right in there, I took my third profit. So I'm down to my last piece of my position. And that's the reason that, I'm holding it. I'm comfortable holding it right now. If I was not, I would have done sold out of my position because, right now I'm giving it a little room here. I'm giving, yeah, I could have sold all of it right here and made more money on it. And, but right now I'm down to my last piece. So I'm okay giving some of this back to see if it holds and then pushes higher. If it does not, again, it's holding below this level. If it comes down and breaks this candle, the low of this candle, which is 1108, I'm just going to exit. And if it goes, if it turns around and goes without me, it just does. I mean, it's part of trading. You're never going to catch the entire move on a stock. If you try to catch an entire move, you're going to get hurt. I've said it before. Our job as a trader is not to catch a stock's entire move. Is to identify, a high probability setup, enter the trade, and start taking profits. That's our job. Sometimes people get, some like MVIS, for example. I entered a trade and I left money on the table because I got out a little bit too early. Sometimes, people will try to hold on to it, and they want to hold on to it because they think that I guess it's a mind game. You left profits on the table on the other trade, and so you're like, if I'd have just held on a little bit longer, I could have made a hell of a lot more money on it. Yeah, you could have, but every trade is different. Different things are going to happen at different, times and on different stocks. So it's impossible. You might get lucky sometimes and stop and top it out, but if you try to do that, you're going to end up getting burned. So it's always more prudent to take profits if you're day trading on the stocks. Talking about MVIS. Okay, my bad. MVIS, it's still pretty much the same scenario as OCGN. I mean, they both have very similar. They're trading very similarly. I mean, right now, it's still holding above VWAP, and I'm out of MVIS. I'm completely out. I sold too soon. I was out right here, but as long as it holds VWAP, it's got potential to keep going. I mean, we go look at the daily chart, and again, it's pretty similar to OCGN. I mean, it's holding above this 50-day, which is key. This is actually the first day that it's gotten above the 50-day, so this one could see continuation on Monday. And again, I'm not saying it will, but it could, as long as it closes, above that 50-day. I prefer it would close above VWAP as well. But it's a high volume push today. It very well could. It's gonna have. I mean, the high of the day today so far is $19.14, which if you look at the daily chart, that $19.30 area, that's a strong resistance level, which is why the stock pulled back from that area. I mean, you can see here resistance, 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 some support, resistance. It's going to be a hard level to break. Going back some more. You go back even further to 2010, it had resistance here, support, resistance, and support. I mean, this is a very, very strong level. And again, you know, you go intraday and you put a line there around 19. Well, put it at the high of the day and see where it's at. It's at 1916. I mean, that's right, you know, in front of that level. That is going to be a very hard level to break. It's going to need a lot of volume. I'm not saying it can't be done. If you get, you know, power hour comes in and you get a lot of volume to come in, it could very well do so, or it could do it in after hours. But always take some profits off, because there is no guarantee that it will do that. I mean, there's no guarantees in the stock market. So, you know, it's always prudent to take some profits. Let me take a look at my SKX. So I got some options on this one. It is not looking too good. But, you know, I've been watching this on the 15-minute as well. It's been, you know, kind of choppy here. I mean, as long as this 15-minute trade line, you know, as long as it holds and manages somehow to get above VWAP, then I believe it will go. We're running out of time today, unfortunately. And then we have the weekend, which is, you know, I don't like that. I kind of wanted to take some profits off of it before so I could hold on to some going into the, you know, to next week. But I don't know. May not get that. Very disappointed in what it's done so far. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to cover on it. I'm going to look at my watch list here. See if I can. Okay, can do that. Give me just a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at a couple of stocks here that are moving on the on my options watch list here. I'm looking at Playboy here. Might get a breakout on the daily. Seems like it's getting lower and lower volume though, so I don't like that. Billy. See, this is another stock that I'm going to be on watch for next week for some possible options play. Billy's, you know, trying to move up above the 50-day. This 50-day is very, very important on the daily chart. if it manages to get up above the 50-day and hold it, we could see some continuation. It is the third green day though, so it might have a slight pullback. You see how the stock, though, I mean, you see how it pushed up, put in the first high of the morning, which is the initial morning high, pulled back, broke that initial morning high, then came back, retested it, and it held. That is key in a stock. I mean, that's why that initial morning high is so important. I always stress about the initial morning high. When you have a stock that does that and then comes back and retests it, if it holds that initial morning high, it is, it is an indication that, the stock is strong and you should get a move like this did. So, I mean, always remember that, you first thing to do is identify your initial morning high. You can put a line right there so you can make it easier to remember as, as the time goes by. And watch for that break through the initial morning high. And if you can, couple that with a trade line VWAP cross like it did here, that's even better. And then you wait for that retest of the initial morning high, and you can get long. You can get long anywhere in this area, anywhere in there. And then you just put your stop below your initial morning high. I'm gonna leave that one there. Let's see, 114. And what I do here, put in my line right there, which is the initial morning high, and I want to see if it lines up with, with some other areas, which would make, the level even stronger. As you can see, right there, we had some resistance right there on the stock. If I zoom in, you can see we had support on this consolidation. Zoom out, you have resistance there, and you had support there. So, this is a strong level on that stock, and for it to hold it, that is strong. OCGN is back above VWAP, so that is good. That's what I wanted it to do. So yeah, I mean, as long as we close above VWAP, I may hold a small position of OCGN. AMD had a very strong day. So you look at AMD, and this is very important on AMD. We got a strong day today, but you look at the 50-day trying to cross down over the 200-day. This is the opposite. This is the opposite of a golden cross. This is referred to as the death cross. And usually when you have a death cross on a stock, you can expect more downside. So this is very important for AMD to hold this level so that the 50-day, instead of doing this, that the 50-day curls up and continues pushing the stock higher. If that 50-day gets below the 200-day and stays below the 200-day, we can expect to see more downside on AMD. Now, I'm long AMD. I have this on my long-term account. And even though we're seeing, I'm not going to sell it because I do not trade my long-term investments based. I don't make, the decision of whether I sell my investment on a long-term stock based on the technicals. I'm investing in it because of the fundamentals. Now, I use the technicals to look for an entry, but I'm not going to sell just because I see a death cross on it or head and shoulders or whatever. I'm not. I'm going to keep holding this stock. If it goes down to a nice support area, I will buy more. Right now, you know, let's just say that did happen and we went down to test this $60 level, which you can see right here. I would be buying more stock at this level because I believe in AMD, even though it has been lagging here lately. I think this stock is going to be well over $100. I believe it could be worth around $200 in the future, in the coming years. So, I'm not selling this stock. Now if I was trading it, it would be different. But on my long term, I'm going to hold. Um, Let me see what we got moving on the small caps. So MVIS still holding up well. VTX is still holding pretty well. So BTX is another stock to keep on watch for next week. Let me write these. If it holds above this level. BTX had earnings the other day, and it got it. Go to the daily. It gave us. No, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. They didn't. This one didn't move off earnings. What did this one move off of? Some Form 4s and Form 3s filed on the 20th. Been on a nice uptrend. Yeah, I was looking at EFX by accident on the other screen. EFX had earnings. It gave us this nice move. You can usually expect to see, follow through on these that gap up and hold on that first day. You can usually expect to see follow through on them. But BTX, as long as it holds above this level, it's got potential on it. So keep it on your watch list. OCGN, DLPN. Oh, wow. So these NFT, the DLPN, strong move here. Um, I was recent news on there. NGA, a very nice day. I'd like to see it get above that 50-day. CDAX getting above the 50-day. Needs volume, though. Needs volume. SKLZ's. So this one, there's a rumor that Kathy Wood bought a lot of this stock right here. I'd like for it to hold above this level. Look at the daily. TIGR, again, I got some options contracts on TIGR. I did have some profits on it. I got a little bit greedy, didn't take my profits. Should have. That was my mistake. But and that and that goes back to talking about you have to take profits. I mean, we all make those mistakes. I mean, it's human nature. But I do believe that this has been consolidating, around this level for so long. I still have time on those contracts, so I like what I'm seeing today. You can see the increase in volume from here. Look at that. I mean, we got higher and higher volume on it. If we can, let me draw a line on this level. So it's about that $20 level roughly. But you look at the 50-day, which is this other red line, and the 50 days at 2160. If we can get above that 50-day, which would be a break through this prior resistance zone, if we can get above that 50-day and hold this thing, this thing will at least go test this 25, which will give us some nice little profits. And I will start peeling profits if we break and get into profit on the stock. I mean, on the options. Hesitating. Let me look back at MindMed. Jesus. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So, man. This MindMed, again, I mean, if it goes to test that $4 area, for people that have not taken any profits, I would consider taking some profits on it. It's going to be this. See this area right here, 340. It's actually, this area right here is some resistance on it. But it's getting some nice volume on it. Man, I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful, beautiful trade line VWAP cross. Look at how that trade line crossed VWAP, and as soon as it did, I mean, it's been holding the stock. I mean, it's just been holding it and pushing it higher. You go to the 15-minute, and I mean the same thing. Just pushing it higher and pushing it higher. Man, I hate I missed it. But I am very glad that some of y'all have it. I'm very glad. I mean, it is strong volume coming into it. Just looking for look how the volume is just increasing as the stock's pushing higher. That's what you want to see. You want to see increase in volume as the stock pushes higher. Okay, so I think I'm gonna cut it here. We've been live over an hour, so I really just wanted to talk about OCGN and MVIS. So we kind of got off topic on some other things, and that is okay. Keep an eye on this MindMed. if I can get in, I'm gonna be stalking it. I'm gonna be stalking it for sure for the next week, you know, and see if I can get an entry on it. Power hour, yeah, we're power hour. Man, I have a feeling that they think this thing is gonna go nuts. Anyway, yeah, let me go pop some more pills for my pain and sound like a addict now. And if you like this stream, you know, give us a like on our YouTube channel, and pop the notification. Hit the notification bell, so that you will be notified if I go live again or put out a new video. If you have more questions, just put them in the comment section, and yeah, we'll go from there. It looks like SKX is trying to come back, so hopefully we get paid on that as well. This mind med though, it's blowing my mind. So yeah, as always, you know, we're not financial advisors. Well, you know, this is just something that I want to do, you know, for fun and to try to help out as much, you know, as much as we can. I mean, we all learn from each other, and that's you know, that's part of it. I mean, that's what we want it to be, is where we can all our group is, you know, we want it to be where we can all learn from each other, and also if you have, you know, comments, questions or suggestions, you know, just shoot them to us, and you know, we'd be happy to look them over. And yeah, let's make some more money on this. Let me look at OCGN before. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, okay, let me so this is they announced an offering. Oh crap. This is why it is very, very important to take profits. You heard me say that earlier. You know, you always want to take profits because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the next few minutes, in the next hour, the next day, you know, and if you don't take any profits, I'm just alerting the members, you know. So yeah, OCGN announced a 100 million registered direct offering. A direct offering is not really as bad as a, you know, common stock, you know, public offering, but it's an offering nonetheless. And traders will sell, especially, you know, being a Friday and all. Yeah. So we're still in profits if you entered in that level that we entered, but yeah. Yes. So yeah, I will exit this position for sure now. But this goes back to uh yeah, Mike, it's halted, it's halted down. This is why it goes back to what I just said a few minutes ago. You know, you always want to take profits because you don't know what's going to happen. As I said, you know, an offering could come out, which I hate that it did. You know, some other bad news could come out. You know, and if you didn't take any profits, now we don't know where it's going to open. I mean, it could open it's open. It's open. Okay. So I'm out at 10:02. Oh, okay. And you know, in this scenario, I don't throw a limit order. I just throw a market order and get out. And yeah, I may get a bad feel, but I just want out because I'm not. I don't want to hold it anymore. It's crap. It's dilution. You know, if I really believed in the stock, I may hold it. You know, because it is a direct offering. But I made profits on it. So, and like I said, I was down to my last piece of my position. At this point, I just want out. You know, and I got filled at 10:02. So, and now it's back at 10:15. But that's just traders, buying that dip, into that prior resistance level. Uh, I believe this will break, and I believe it will continue lower. I may be wrong. We'll see. This also lines up pretty close to that 50-day. So we will see. We will see what if that holds, but I have a feeling it does not. So, but as I was saying, this is I can't stress this enough. Always, always take your profits. You don't have to sell all of your position. Sell some of it. Sell what we call tier trading. Say you buy 600 shares. You might want to sell 100, 200, and 200 and 100, or you might want to sell 200, 200, 100, 100. But either way, you take profits along the way, because if you hold on to your entire position and you had profits, and then something like this comes out, or any other negative PR comes out, and the stock tanks, and now you're either going to sell for even, which is going to suck, or for a loss, or a big loss, which is going to be a lot worse, and it's going to get to you, not just financially, but it's going to get to you mentally. And mental capital is very important. Once your mental capital is drained, it's hard to overcome that. Yeah, I'll always take some profits. So this for now is off my list for next week. We will see how it holds up. That's just MVIS. Let's just hope it doesn't turn into an OCGN. I'm out. I'm out of MVIS. And this late in the day, I'm not gonna take a position. I'm not gonna ruin my day. I'm not gonna ruin my green day today. So that's why I'm just being careful as to whether I take a position on it or not. Mind med, I am considering, but I'm not going to enter at this level. I mean, it's at the high of the day. I'm not going to do that. So I will more likely just wait till next week and see how it does. But okay, that is it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I hope y'all have a great weekend. Spend time with the family. I normally grill on the weekends. I'm not going to be able to do that this weekend, but because of a procedure I had done. But yeah, so enjoy the time with your families. Because at the end of the day, that's all. That's what we have. We just have our families and each other. So enjoy that and study. Study. I'm gonna look at some things that I want to put out, and hopefully I get them out this weekend, so that y'all can start studying on that. And just go over your trades. I mean, always go over your trades. Yeah, I, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.